And then this massive storm hit us. I think it was the worst storm I've ever been at. I think it was gusting up to something above 60. I always put on the engine just in case, you know, just in case to have it on, to know it's running. It's raining hard, the wind was loud, but all of a sudden I hear a big bang and my engine stops. And then I smell this funkiness. So I'm like, okay. Well, first of all, I was stretching on my anchor and I was looking if I was still holding and if I was still in a good place, and luckily it was like towards the end of the storm and Karl was holding, so that was good. But yeah, I went down into my engine room and it smelled kind of funky. After a while I tried to start the engine again and I didn't hear anything from the starter, so I was like, then I started checking all the electrical settings, trying to see if there was actually power getting to the engine panel, getting power to the starter and everything. And I had power there, like all very normal, so I was beginning to think, okay, maybe at least there's something with the starter. Okay. Maria came over with her dad and we all sat around and we were like, you know, talking it through, thinking it through, and taking the starter off. But once I had the starter off, it was just crazy. I shook the starter, it just sounded like a big, like a rattle. And I was like, okay, well, it's definitely something wrong with the starter. And I opened it up and it was just all completely blown up. So we've got different theories, but you know, we think that somehow maybe the starter didn't disengage after I started the engine, and I probably didn't hear it because the storm was going on and everything, so it was so loud that I couldn't hear it. So that could really be the point. The only thing is we were wondering if that could have really stopped the engine. But then there's still other things to check, you know. Maybe there was different things going on. Maybe there's also overheating going on. Who knows? Well, that's definitely going to be a delay. I spent like half a day researching places in Panama City and I found a new starter, but it's cost like $390. But, you know, got a couple of comments on my Facebook page. Wow, you've got sales, you know, why didn't you go sail? Yep, I do have sales, but unfortunately the Panama Canal authorities, they're pretty strict about having a working engine when you want to cross that little stretch. So I do have to get that buddy running again if I want to cross the canal this year. Oh, I was here before.
Professional.
Yeah.
See. Oh, I was here before, yeah. I know this
You're learning
area.
from the best, huh?
Well, let's see if this can be fixed. We called them yesterday and apparently didn't have it, but they're going to check again if they might have it. This is the district of Portobelo.
Entonces donde dice L es aquí, dice autoparte electromecánica.
So now we think we have found at least the right housing, but it's from a Toyota. We went to a couple of different places and in the end we had gathered all the parts we needed for them to refurbish my starter for around $90. Back on Karl, I reconnected it and we tested it, and once we were sure it was actually running, we put it back on the engine. Karl's engine is running again! Happy times! Our friend Jeff had decided to fly back down to cross the Panama Canal with Karl, Maria and me. And I was tempted for a short time to take a little additional grey furry crew member on board, but in the last moment I chickened out. Jeff had brought a ton of goodies for Karl and the crew, which was really awesome. And poor Jeff was put through a very nasty first job just right after his arrival, because I had to get rid of some really big mess in my bilge before heading to Shelter Bay. But more about that next week.